head to go because I can't say your voice in my head while I'm reading it, you know? So I was like, just had to change the narrator's voice.
Who did you change it to?
I guess the Australian Siri.
Oh.
You raised the first question I had, and I'm going to ask you guys to ask the questions and have him answer them, because I don't want to dominate when I could always just text him later. But I do have to ask, on behalf of all of our mutual friends, what was the inspiration for the characters in your book?
Well, they were. I mean, the main guys were definitely, inspired by people I know, and obviously, substantially Stephen and Carrie. Just to switch a couple of letters. Kira's on the front cover of If You're Feeling Sinister. That gives you a picture of. But we did kind of meet. We were sort of thrown together. If you started the book at all in the first page, I get dumped by my first serious girlfriend, and she said, "You're just gonna have to be friends with Carrie," something like that. And at the time I thought, well, that's messed up. I don't want to be, And 35 years later, I talk to Kira every day. So there you have it. We've had this adventure together.
She's one of the first people I met when I was. The first time I met Stuart, I was going there with a friend who was supporting a charity he was doing. And she said, it's a worthy cause, but this is literally the only time we're going to be able to meet Stuart Murdoch. And so we went over there, and we did the charity thing. He took us around town and showed us we met everybody. And he took us to, I guess it was the art school, and it was a Northern Soul party. I think Chris was DJing. It was like a TV show. It was like, oh, and there's Chris, and he's a DJ, and it was always, and his characters from the songs are dancing with you, and it was really interesting. She was amazing,
yeah.
And she is the most appropriate person to be on the cover,
yeah.
If You're Feeling Sinister. And your settings. I used to work at Rockstar Games, and these guys know California. I feel like I learned some more things about California in the book. The eucalyptus in San Francisco, I never knew that.
Well, I mean, the nice thing about traveling and coming to a place is that you do get that chance to see it in a way, and you'll be the same. If you came to Glasgow, you would see things about Glasgow that I hadn't thought about, or that were interesting, and of course that we hadn't been anywhere. Nobody came to America in the early 90s. Nobody really,
right.
It wasn't. This was the internet. It was not like flights were so cheap or anything like that, and we just took this risk and flew to the other side of the world. But it worked out. But it obviously made a huge impression on us.
And you're now 23 years. I kept waiting in the book for you to have a show in San Francisco, so of course that wasn't going to happen. But you're now you're multi-hyphenate. It's like when I first started seeing the shows, it was because you didn't want to miss any, because any bands aren't going to last. Just how many laps? So my friends and I, we call every show. That's why I came out to San Francisco. But now you've got 12 great albums, movies, and I was lucky last year to have a lot of free time, and I went to see a bunch of shows. And there's this community of people around the country, and each city has its own vibe. But each town, there are 5 cities I've never been to. That I've lived in this country forever, and each city had its own vibe. But the Belle and Sebastian fans were so cool. I was by myself. I had made new friends every night, and the thing we had in common was this attraction to your narrator's voice, I guess, because everyone had a different type of music they like of yours. They had different genres. But there's this thing, I think that's the through line to your movies and your book. There's this one voice, and you're just this one storyteller.
Well, yeah, I like to tell stories, but I think we're really fortunate, and I think I pointed this out, especially in the last few years. and I would go so far as tonight as well, that, you know, when things are rough, as they do seem in the world, look around you. You know, we're here tonight, and you know, people aren't the people that you scroll about, and they're, you know, people aren't the people that shout the loudest. You know, the world isn't full of bullies. They just happen to have the whip hand right at this minute. It's not going to be forever, and you know, and it's so important that people can get out and look around them and see that people haven't really changed. There's more good people than not good people. So, and we feel that too. We're so lucky that we can be part of that. There's nothing like touring. It's such a thrill. I mean, I don't get out much. Yes, I'll get too young.
The only time I get out is to go see a Bell and Sebastian show. Does anybody want to ask a question? I'll come out into the audience, or what should I do?
Yeah, sure. Well, we're gonna do. Yeah, let's start it now. Yeah.
Oh.
No, let's do it. Let's do it. We're gonna do. I guess
what I want to do.
We might. Let's just do it now.
No, tell me. What are the options?
Yeah, that is a good option. I think it's a good option.
Are you just saying it to be polite?
No, it's a good option. He put his hand up.